Hi, my name is Najy.
I'm Olivia.
And we're the Lipstick Thespians. And today we have a throwback.
I was gonna say an oldie but a goodie.
We have the Tarteist Pro Remix palette.
Yes, this does contain every color in the rainbow exactly once. Actually, there's two blues.
All. And there's a black with purple in it.
True.
And they are all shimmers.
So, if you're ready to see an all shimmer rainbow, stay tuned. Let's open her up. Alright. Before you say anything, Snarky McSnark, there is a shade missing. Yes, I broke that myself.
Here's what it looks like with the shade that was missing.
Honestly, doesn't look that different because the shade that's missing is a silver, so.
I have not used this palette since somewhere between October and December of 2019. I don't remember when.
When we made a whole intention of using every palette we have?
Yeah, I made this whole list. I'm like, okay, if I have not used this palette within the last 30 days, I did this at the
60 days.
Yeah, I did this at the end of October. I was like, okay, if I have not used this palette in the last 60 days, I will make an effort to use it before I can use any new makeup or really purchase any new makeup. And I definitely ended up purchasing new palettes during that time. But I did go through that whole stack of palettes and use at least a couple of shades in all of them.
And this was one of them.
This was one of them. Yeah, we really loved, like, I don't know if it picks up well how many dents we have in some of these pans, but
let's put it this way. The Tarte stamps were solidly in there when we bought this palette in every shade. I can really only make it out that they even existed in about half the shades.
Yeah.
Well, all the shades that aren't the circle ones. All the shades that are squares had like the little Tarte logo stamped in there. You can really only see it in the mattes and like this shimmer right here and like the purple like a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've loved this palette.
Yeah, it just has kind of gotten pushed a little bit to the side.
So, let's see if we still love her.
Ideally, in an ideal world, I would have glitter primer. We bought 2 things of NYX glitter glue within the last month.
And lost them.
No idea where they are, so I guess we'll be repurchasing glitter glue. Today I actually am going to go in with a different primer than I normally use. I'm going to be going in with the ABH eye primer. Since this is an all shimmer look, I think that it will give me what I'm looking for more so than my usual shadow insurance.
And I will be going in with the Bare Minerals Eyeshadow Plus Primer, like I always do.
So for today's look, I am hopefully redeeming myself in the recreating a look category. I'm going to be recreating Halsey's look for her latest album cover, Manic. She did a glitter black eye, and I think it's really cool. I'm obviously going to be reinterpreting this look with all of the colors of the rainbow instead of just blues and purples, and I think it's going to be fun.
I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm not looking to recreate anything though. She just had a stroke of inspiration, so we'll let her fly. Or sing. We'll see.
I just looked at all the shimmers. I was like, yep, I'm gonna do this. Actually, I was mostly inspired by the shade Art Deco. That was the shade that really inspired my thought process. That really light blue up top.
Blue.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be one of the blues since, you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into the shade Mashup. And I'm gonna put that in my crease.
I am going to take this little Morphe brush right here, and I am going to go into that shade that was my stroke of inspiration, and probably my favorite shade in this palette, Art Deco. And this is going to just go right under the brows. We're going to be taking this one eye at a time because this is the eye that's going to get the rainbow treatment, and then this is going to be a little bit more of a neutral, subtle eye.
We're doing both eyes at the same time because we're not doing anything like that today over here. We're gonna have some fun though, don't worry. This ain't gonna be bland city. I'm never bland city.
And then next up, we're gonna take this same little Morphe brush, and we're gonna go into the shade Artist, this darker blue. That's gonna go just right under it and blend it together.
I'm gonna take my Morphe Jeffrey brush and dip into the shade Graphic, just to deepen up this purple.
I'm gonna take this Morphe blending brush right here. I'm just gonna blend the two blues together.
The one thing with colors that have glitter in them is that they so seldomly show up. Specifically, the glitter so seldomly shows up. And it's kind of sad. Because it looks so cool in the pan, but on my eye, it mostly just picks up black.
Kind of looks like a purplish black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I am applying it pretty lightly because I don't want to like have this look overcome with black.
Next, I'm going to take the little Morphe brush right here and go into the shade Mashup. And you guessed it, it's going to go right under those blues.
I'm going to go back with my Tarte brush into the shade Mashup and just layer that on a little bit more. And then we'll blend these two together. My little Jeffrey brush, and I'm going to dip in a Mashup just to blend these two in together.
Next up, I'm going to take this Luxie shader brush right here, and I'm going to go into the shade Mic Drop.
Funny you say that, because I am going to take my trusty Glam Light brush and dip into the shade Mic Drop. Not to talk shit on the purple, but this orange went on so much.
It really did. It really did. This orange applies so nice. Whew. Speaking of the purple that we just trash talked, I'm going to take this Morphe brush right here and just reapply Mashup.
I'm going to do that too with my little Tarte brush. How fitting.
I'm going to take this Luxie brush right here. We're going to go into the shade Color Explosion. It's just basically what's happening right here.
I mean, that's what's happening all over. I'm just going to take this trusty Luxie brush that has no color on it, but has apparently a cat hair on it, that has no color on it, and just blend these two together and hope and pray for the best.
And this is what I'm using Color Explosion to shape the black eye.
And I'm gonna, you bet it, I don't know why this was in my hand the whole time, by the way. You bet it, I'm gonna take this brush and go into Mashup again. Because this shade is disappointing me.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Give me some setting spray, please.
I am loving what Color Explosion is doing for this look.
I'm taking some Morphe setting spray and going in with Mashup and hoping that that assists.
Ooh, that's a smart idea.
That pulls a solid assist for me. Because assist needs some assistance. Yeah, that's it. That's a solid assist for me. Thank you.
I'm going to take this flat Morphe brush right here into the shade Outside the Lines. And this is going to go in my inner corner and then I'm going to drag it down. I'm kind of reviewing this palette as if I've never used it before because it has been so long since I have used it.
It has been so long. You know that brush I just used without color? We're going to put some color on here. I'm going to take this Luxie brush and dip into the shade Outside the Lines. Go in with this Packer brush, but this time we're not using the purple. We're going to go back into Mic Drop and just intensify it a little bit more. Oh, we forgot to do the yellow on the other eye. Let's do that.
I'm going to take that Morphe brush that I just used, and I'm going to take the shade Graffiti, and we are going to just drag that under even further.
I've got some fallout. I've been slacking a little bit on tapping my brush though, so to be expected.
We're going to just bring the red up to the crease.
Just going back in with some of these colors to just soften the edges.
And I'm going to take this really fluffy Morphe brush, and I'm going to spray it. Can I get the setting spray? And I'm going to spray it with the Continuous Mist setting spray. And I am going to go into the shade Mashup with this, and we're going to diffuse the red with some purple down at the bottom here.
All right,
we're
gonna try to dust off what's under my eyes and hope and pray it works.
This is really pretty. This is like the prettiest use I've seen of the purples thus far.
Of the purple?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah, you should do better than me. Listen, I tried, kids.
Purple is like really pretty as a highlight. Like this is a kind of an unconventional highlight, but I really dig it.
As if she likes conventional.
I was gonna say, I'm wearing blue highlight at the moment, which by the way is from Bitter Lace Beauty.
Say with this one.
Bitter Lace Beauty is a really awesome indie brand. They are owned by an interracial lesbian couple, which yay pride.
Yay pride. Take this Firma packing brush and dip into the shade Graffiti. I am packing the graffiti onto my lid.
Then I'm gonna just take a little bit of setting spray on this Jeffree Morphe crease brush, and we're gonna...
graffiti is pissing me off too. We're just not gonna F around here. We're gonna take this, spray that mother, and go back into graffiti.
And then we're gonna go back into Art Deco, and then I'm just gonna re-highlight my brow bone with this.
Thank you. I did not come to play games today. We're gonna need more setting spray. Choo choo. Yeah, I said choo choo.
Okay, the rainbow eye is complete here.
How did you finish that so quickly and make it look good? I'm mad.
It looks good.
Yes, I think it looks good.
Thank you. I thought it looked good, but I didn't know if it was just in my head. I do want to do something with this before I say I'm done. I am going to take this slim glass brush right here, and I'm just going to blend the red and really diffuse it. Actually, take a shade to do that. I'm going to take the shade Mixed Media on this slim glass brush right here, and I'm going to use that to buffer around the edges and make this, it's not necessarily a clean line, but a cleaner line than what I have.
And as you can maybe tell, I ended up using my finger in graffiti. I think that's just the best way for me to use that shade. I, again, have major fallout under my eyes. I'm gonna need to reconceal.
You take the shading side of this EBH brush right here, spray it with some Morphe setting spray, and I'm going to go into the shade Art Deco.
I'm going to take this tiny, tiny little Morphe brush. Not going to spray it. Probably will end up needing to spray it, but we're going to give her a shot, and I'm going to dip into the shade Color Explosion. We're going to go under my eye.
And then I'm going to just spray this with the setting mist again, and I'm going to go into the shade Artist and go on the outer corner with this.
This one actually is working pretty well without.
I really like the green.
Yeah, I remember that was one of my favorites back in the day.
I'm going to take the blending side. I'm just going to blend these two together. I'm going to take this Jeffree Morphe crease brush right here and go into the shade Inspiration. I'm going to put this lovely little pink in my inner corner.
Now I'm going to take the ABH shader brush and I'm going to dip into the shade Artist.
And I'm going to just blend that out with this Tarte blending brush right here. While she is finishing up, I'm going to just clean up the normal side with some more Tarte product.
I'm dipping this into Art Deco. Y'all already know what that looks like, so I'm going to use that to diffuse the bottom.
I just want to shout out to Halsey right now. If you're watching, you probably aren't watching.
If you're watching!
Please watch my videos. I love you.
I take makeup recommendations from Halsey on the regular.
I really do.
Thanks, Halsey, for getting me into Melt.
Yeah, no, she, like, I saw she posted on her Instagram a look with the Melt Impulsive palette, and that literally inspired me. Like, I had wanted to try Melt, but like, I was like, oh, this is gonna be the first palette I'm gonna try from Melt because she wore it on her Instagram. But no, she's like out there right now in LA protesting, being a medic on the ground at the protests in LA, and I love her so much. She really like is one of those people who like practices what she preaches. Like, she's not just staying in her fancy house in LA like resharing stuff. She's actually out there, and I love her.
Okay, I'm mostly done. I'm going to clean up a little bit and put on some mascara, lips. We'll be right back.
And we're back.
Final thoughts. I understand why I liked this palette when I first got it. Do I love it now? Not so much.
There were a couple standout shades that were really nice to use. I really like the green in this palette a lot. And the orange is really nice.
I'm about to say, I like the gold, but there's a ton of golds I like. I like the light blue. That's another
Yeah, Art Deco. I might depot, if we declutter this palette, I might depot Art Deco.
Because there are some standout shades, and maybe I do need to use this outside of this challenge to really decide if I'm going to if I want to declutter this or not, but the purple was so disappointing. The red was nothing special.
Yeah.
The dark blue was like, okay.
I had quite a bit of fallout with that shade.
Yeah, there's a lot of fallout with this palette, like a lot of fallout. I had a ton of fallout with the orange, I had a ton of fallout with the purple. I honestly think the only reason I didn't have fallout with the blues is because I put it down here, so there was no place for it to fall.
And I realized that setting spray is your friend with this palette.
Yes, these shimmers, or at least a lot of these shimmers, are not great on their own. And I'm not against using setting spray to assist a shade. However, if your palette needs me to assist it that much, like if there's one or two shades where I need to put splish on a brush and to get the shimmer to really pop, fine by me. You know, some days you want a brighter shimmer than others, but if I'm doing that with half the shades in the palette that I used, this one, there's a problem.
But all in all, we both did really creative looks today, and I think that was really fun. The fact that it's an all shimmer palette, I think pushed us.
It's not an all shimmer palette.
Okay, no.
The rainbow colors are all shimmer. There's 3 mattes in this entire palette. This palette is very shimmer heavy, and I think that might be part of the problem for us. I think, especially since we bought this palette, not to say that I'm anti-shimmer, because I love shimmers, but I think we've become a little more matte driven than this.
Yeah,
this is very reminiscent of like 2015 makeup in the sense that, it's very shimmer based, and I think now we're coming into trend of wearing more mattes and more colorful mattes.
Yeah, whereas it was like, okay, you have your neutral mattes and bold shimmers.
Yeah.
And I feel like almost that's a little bit reversed, at least for my makeup taste.
Mm-hmm.
I like to do, when I'm not doing the rainbow challenge, I like to do really bold mattes and then pop a neutral shimmer into either my inner corner or the center of my lid. Like, I love really pretty white and gold and beige shimmers.
I was about to say, I love a champagne shimmer.
Like, that's like my aesthetic at the moment.
Yeah.
For how I use matte and shimmer. I'm very, very matte driven, but when I was first, this wasn't even when I was first getting into makeup palette. This was like,
this was
medium level makeup.
I was gonna say, we bought this probably about a year and a half, 2 years after we got into makeup. We were still pretty novice at it.
Yeah.
But we weren't.
I wasn't a beginner.
We weren't beginners. We were solidly intermediate.
Yeah, and so for what I really liked back then was I was like, I didn't really even work with my crease. I just put shimmers all over my lid and called it a look. And now that I'm kind of branching out and using my crease space a lot, it's not necessarily the look that I go for unless I'm going for a more creative editorial look like I did today.
And even with that, I find that this palette is kind of hard to do that editorial. It's possible. I mean, I can't say that I think my look is the best look, though I think it's nice. I think Najy did a very fantastic editorial look. I think her take on Halsey's Manic cover was incredible. This is... Your art pop could mean anything. I don't hate it. I think it came out, you know what? It came out better than I expected.
Yeah.
But also different than I expected, if that makes sense. I was originally just gonna go for a sunset eye with like a little bit of blue down at the bottom, but I started working up top, and also, it's probably because they're shimmers really, but they don't blend into each other well.
Yeah.
I think that's a shimmer thing, because I don't usually try to blend 3 shimmers into one.
Yeah,
but there's very like specific lines in certain places because of how I applied my shadow on my look, and it was very hard for me to get those lines to muddle without making the shade look muddy.
Yeah.
Anyways,
you've seen all matte looks from us. This is
the all
shimmer look. And it's gonna be the only all shimmer look you will see. Yeah, so this was our take on all shimmer. This is probably the only time you'll ever see us do this.
I was gonna say, leave a comment down below. How do you think we did with the all shimmer editorial status? Since we were ranting about our personal preferences, how do you like your palettes? Do you like more shimmer than matte, more matte than shimmer?
Do you like an even 50-50 split?
And do you like your mattes colorful, your shimmers bland, your shimmers colorful, your mattes bland?
What's your taste?
What's your taste?
Let us know. Alright, thank you so much for watching our video today. Be sure to like,
subscribe,
and ring the bell, and keep watching for the rest of our rainbow series.
Until next time.
Mwah!